Chewbacca. Chewie! Chewie! Chewbacca! Hi everyone, it's me, Jess. I'm so excited. It's a Star Wars themed Readathon! Okay, look, there's a hole in my shirt. This is a very old shirt. I am wearing it for this very special occasion to talk about my TBR for the Star Wars themed Readathon. I did this Readathon last year and I had so much fun. I'm doing it again this year. It's going to be a nice antidote to Misery May. I'm going to have to film 3 TBR videos this month. It's getting out of control for sure. I'm just loving it though. May the Forest Read With You is a readathon that's hosted by Erik over at Break-Even Books. I think he has a couple of other hosts this year in addition, but I'm sorry, I don't know who they are. I'll put the information, the announcement for the readathon in the description box below. What I love about this readathon is that you can kind of put together any TBR you want from the options. There are so many options. And this year they're providing you with a character sheet. So they've added in some new prompts that I have to, I'm not a big Star Wars person, but I'm joining in the fun. I did watch Star Wars when I was a kid, like the early ones, you know, the first ones. Anyway, I'm aging myself. So let me pull up the prompts because I'll do a lot better if I have the prompts open. So the first choice that has to be made of whether you're going to be in the Sith Order or the Jedi Order. And that was the original readathon, was the dark side versus the light side. And last year I did the dark side. And this year I'm going to choose the light side as a counter to Misery May. On the light side, which is the Jedi Order, you have 5 levels. So you can go Jedi Youngling, Padawan, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and Grand Jedi Master. So if you read 5 books, I think it's if you read 5 books from the abilities, and there's a lot of interchangeability of the abilities, you can swap out different prompts, which is really nice because if you don't like the 5 prompts, you can change the prompts. It's really well done, I must say. And you can create a character. So I have books for the abilities, for the 5 abilities, because I want to be a Grand Jedi Master, of course. But I haven't created a character sheet. So this year they included a character sheet and you can create your own character. But I have chosen the species that I would like to be, the weapon that I want to choose. The rules are light side abilities only apply to the Jedi Order. Dark side abilities only apply to the Sith Order. Neutral abilities can apply to either side. So I've taken a couple of neutral abilities to replace prompts that I didn't like on the light side abilities prompts list. Each prompt can only be done once. Partners have to be from the light side or the dark side or the neutral side. Neutral side can go either side. Only abilities prompts count towards your ranking. Species, weapons, and partners do not count towards rankings. What? No, I knew that. I'm going to focus on my abilities. So I'll start with the list of the 5 books for my abilities, and then I'll talk about my species and my weapons. After this is so fun after that. So let's start with the abilities prompts on the Jedi, on the light side. So the first one is read a nonfiction, and I do have a nonfiction in mind for Mental Health May, but I'm going to talk about that in my 3rd TBR video that I'm planning to film this week because that's how big the TBR is looking for May. So the second, well, I'll just go through the 3 prompts in the abilities on the light side that I am doing, and then I'll talk about the prompts from the neutral category that I'm going to use in place of 1 or 2 of the prompts on the light side. I know it's a little complicated, but just bear with me. There's a light side prompt called Plant Surge, which is to read a book with nature on the cover. So the book that I've chosen to read, it kind of has nature on the cover, a little bit, kind of, sort of. There's some tree, there's a tree. There's a garden on the top of this building. And it does look like there's some mountains in the background, so I'm going to go with it. This is called the Rooftop Garden, and I found it a recent book haul at an independent bookstore here in Montreal called Librairie Saint Henry. I think I'm going to be able to read this for Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl. Introduced a challenge earlier this year that I wasn't aware of until last month called Reading Across Canada. Every month you choose a book from a different province. I think there might be a theme associated with this one as well. And I think that this month's province, so the suggestion is to read a short story collection, but I couldn't find, I had already read How to Pronounce Knife, so I feel like I kind of did that already before I knew about the challenge. But this author is in Toronto. Menaka Raman-Wilkes, I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. She is, it says about the author that she is a writer and journalist based in Toronto. She's the host of a daily news podcast from the Globe and Mail, which is our national newspaper. And this book, I don't know very much about it, but it's a political thriller. That sounds good, right? So there are two characters, a research biologist, Nebula, and her easily manipulated childhood acquaintance, Matthew. It says, from the book's opening line, they play the game where they are the last people on Earth. To its final confrontation on Berlin Street, it engages us with the realism of its characters and the momentum of its narrative. So yes, this is going to be my book with nature on the cover. This is also going to be my Ontario read for, I'm going to be doubling up here. So this is the first book on my abilities list. If I get that, I'm going to get the first level, a Jedi Youngling. If I just read that one book, I'll be a Jedi Youngling. Now I want to be a Padawan. I hope I'm saying these characters' names right. So the next prompt, Force Valor, is to read a book under 275 pages. There are two options for me for this, and I'd love to know in the comments below which one you think I should read. I have two books that I really want to read that are under 275 pages. The first one is a potential buddy read with Kelly. Kelly, if you're watching, if we're doing a buddy read, this might be what I use for the Force Valor prompt. And that would be Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, because I haven't read it yet and it would fit in with my project for reading the Women's Prize books. I have a plan already to read that as a buddy read with Kelly in the month. So hopefully that will work for that prompt. But if not, the other one that I really want to read that's under 275 pages is Hotline by Dimitri, Nasrallah. This has been just one that I've been wanting to read for a few months now, since it was featured on Canada Reads, and even before that. So those two possibilities, let me know in the comments below if you think I should go for Piranesi or Hotline. Maybe I'll do a vote on my Instagram for that. I love doing polls and votes on the community page or on Instagram. You can let me know your thoughts. The next prompt is Transfer Force. Read a borrowed book from library friend, or somewhere else. I'm reading a library book. A couple of my holds came in at the library and I'm really excited for this one. It's Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. Haven't read it yet. Keep hearing great things about it. Scott recommended it when he was talking about his reading experience for the Women's Prize. Now I can't remember for the life of me which book he compared it to, but he did have very high praise for this book, and I really value his opinion. So I think, yeah, I'm excited to read this. So this, I think, tells the story of, all I know about it is that the matriarch of a family dies, and the only thing that she leaves in her will is the recipe for her black cake. What follows is kind of a, I don't know if it's a family drama or I'm not sure what. I think that the kids have to go back to the Caribbean. The family's from the Caribbean. I don't really know. I don't know that much about it. That's kind of all I know. And I don't want to know too much more about it going into it because I don't know. I just want to be able to read it. A puzzling inheritance for her two children, Byron and Benny, a traditional Caribbean black cake made from a family recipe with a long history and a voice recording. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'll let you know. I'm good. I'm so excited to read this. I'm so happy that I was able to get it in from the library because I think it's only out in hardcover, and you all know how I feel about hardcovers. If I read those three, that'll give me 3 abilities, and I will be up to Jedi Knight. And quite frankly, I'd be very happy with Jedi Knight. But just to complete the list, let's do 2 more abilities prompts. Next ability prompt that I'm going to use, I'm taking from the neutral abilities prompts. And it's the first one, which is fun because it's telekinesis. And the prompt is, if you're on the light side, if you're working towards your Jedi Grandmaster, then you will do a prompt from the dark side. So I picked a prompt from the dark side, and the prompt that I picked from the dark side was oh, this is another voting one. It's a voting TBR. It's May the Force read with you, but you vote. Choose my May the Force read with you TBR. Vote in the comments below. Read a book. So this is Force Lightning. Read a book you're shocked you haven't read yet. Oh my God, there's so many, right? Here are 2 books that I'm shocked that I haven't read them yet. One of them was a potential for my TBR, possibility for last month's TBR, but I did not get to it. I did not get to Milk Fed. I'm sorry, everyone. Sorry to myself. Did not get to Milk Fed. So that's a possibility for that prompt. And the other one is one that I've been waiting for to come out in paperback, Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. I'm not going to give the synopsis of these 2 books because I feel like everybody kind of knows about them. There have been so many people talking about them. The long and the short of it is that this is about a couple where the wife is away on a deep sea mission, and then the wife comes home and is acting differently or acting strangely. And this one is about Rachel, who's a 24-year-old lapsed Jew who has made calorie restriction her religion. I think it has to do with tender and darkly hilarious meditation on love, certitude, and the question of what we are all being fed. Mothers, milk, honey, mysticism. I heard it's good. Let me know which one you think I should read for that prompt. So I've got you voting on 2 things now. Thanks for your help, y'all. Thanks for your help in advance. Thanks for helping me with a very high level of indecision. So now we're up to 4. So then I'd be a Jedi Master. So we're on to the 5th and final prompt for the abilities prompts. I'm going to take another neutral prompt, and I'm going to, this one's easy because I've already started it. This is Force Empathy, buddy read a book with someone. So if we choose Piranesi and I buddy read it with Kelly, that would qualify. But I'm already buddy reading. I'm already doing a buddy read of The Marriage Portrait with Lori. And I just started. I'm not very far through, so I think I can count this if I don't get to Piranesi with Kelly, depending on our schedules. That will count as my buddy read, and I want to finish The Marriage Portrait as it is, so that will fit in those prompts. Yay! So now I also chose, because it's so much fun, I decided to choose my species. So my species is, so you can pick human, which is a default, no reading required, but I want it to be a Yoda species because I'm a teacher and I think of myself as wise in my own way. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at me right now. Don't laugh at me. And the Yoda species prompt is to read a mystery thriller book or a book by your favorite author. So the book that I want to read, that's a mystery thriller. I know that I picked The Rooftop Garden, which is a political thriller, so I could have used that, but I wanted to read I've been wanting to read this for some time, Fish Swimming in Dappled Sunlight by Riku Onda. Riku Onda wrote the Osawa murders, which I didn't love. It didn't work completely for me, but I still enjoyed it to a great extent. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll try this one. This one sounds kind of crazy. It says, and I'm going to read you the back of this one because it's brief and it sets the tone. So, set in Tokyo over the course of one night, Aki and Hiro have decided to be together one last time in their shared flat before parting. Their relationship has broken down after a mountain trek during which their guide died inexplicably. Now each believes the other to be a murderer and is determined to extract the confession before the night is over. Who is the murderer and what really happened on the mountain? I'm a little amped up. I need to calm down. You need to calm down. Just going to need to take a breath. I'm so excited to read this. I'm so excited to read this. So yay, yay. Very excited for that. And then I also decided to choose a weapon because I thought if I'm going to get this far, if I'm going to go that far with my TBR, I might as well go all the way. For my weapon, I chose a lightsaber, of course. And for the lightsaber, you've got to choose your favorite color. So for those of you who didn't know, my favorite color is red. It's just a thing. It's a thing in my family, red. And the opposite color on the color wheel to red, there's even like a line. If you look up the color wheel, the opposite color is green. So the book that I chose for the lightsaber prompt, I chose a book with a green cover, and the book that I chose was Fake Accounts by Lauren Oyler. I'm saying her name right. This I picked up in a recent book haul as well, and I've been wanting to read this since it came out in hardback. It's about a woman who, she finds out that her boyfriend had a fake identity on the internet. He's an anonymous internet conspiracy theorist, and a popular one at that. Ooh. So he has a completely different identity. And then she decides to go online and create a different identity for herself. And that's kind of all I know about it. It's set on the eve of Donald Trump's inauguration. So, I mean, I don't really want to relive the Trump stuff, but I do think that this could be a really interesting book, and I do want to read it. So, and it's got a really cool cover. So those are the books that I have chosen for the May the Forest Read With You Readathon. So I didn't pick any partners, but that's okay. I think I got a full plate. I'm also going to be filming a TBR for the Asian Readathon, and I'm going to be filming a TBR for Misery May and my book club books, etc., etc. So stick around. More fun to come. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome to all my new viewers. See you in the next one. Bye, guys. Lipstick on my teeth. Okay, so thank you so much. So that's, oh my god, I think I saw an animal like run across. I think I saw an animal just run across my balcony. Could it be? Maybe it was a cat. I don't know what it was. Good lord. No, it's over. I can't squeaky toy anymore. I can't. I'm losing my mind with the squeaky toy. I'm losing my mind with the squeak, 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 squeak. It won't stop. It won't stop. It won't stop. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, that's my name. Yelling at a kid. Okay. Like in a good way. She's really nice. Okay. All right. So it's a Star Wars themed readathon. Without you jumping off me. Let's try it. Sit.